Hello everyone, you know who it is, the uncanny one, BOY DIABLO, DEREK DIABKO TV. Like, subscribe, do things you're supposed to do. Ooh. And we're coming to the close of 2023. Holiday time in South Florida here. Some of you know the lovely weather. It starts changing a bit right now, so it's nice and cool out. It'll get a little bit colder. I can put on my Stone Island and my CP Company and everything, yeah? But it's like this. Lots of things happening in the world, as we know. But I'm going to talk to you about what's going on in my world. And hopefully it could uplift and entertain and give some escapism, if not actually help anything. Because I'm not going to be weighing in on anything. I'm going to just tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to be 50 years old. And my brother just passed, Aaron Accord. Still haven't been able to have his celebration of life yet. All the lads getting older. Life is short. So, if you want to know my mentality, I got things for 2024. But overall, with the overall storyline arc, you could say, of my life, it coincides with a bigger principle. So I have to kick that to you, which is not going to be easy, and it's not discussed or written down in books that you could study easily. So, bomb. First 50 years of my life coincides with the nature of existence. If you say the yin-yang, yang type of principle, this dualistic, self-existent entity, different than Abrahamic religion, let's say. Also akin to the swastika spinning to the left and spinning to the right, yin and yang, the manifestation and development of the universe of existence of God, and the undoing, the switching from the zero state of God, of almost an abstract infinite existence, to the personified, perhaps into the Big Bang. And either that Big Bang creates that creates that universe is the one God, and the other ones are not, but no, the overall God, the zero, the Allah to the Yahweh, in my view, is to say the 0 and 1. Interesting that that's binary code, but the unmanifested God and the manifested God. So the swastika spinning to the left, the swastika spinning to the right, the yin and the yang. Self-existent being that manifests and dies, so to speak, becomes undone. The universe, the molecules, the atoms, everything in the cosmos, the dark matter, it all becomes undone eventually. And then, in my idea, it's not that it all smashes back together, as many people suggest, like a rubber band. To me, it manifests, and a new singularity. That's like a heartbeat of God, of the self-existence, eternal God, you know. So then, as created beings of this initial God, and Edgar Cayce spoke about him and talked about the first proto-spirit of being amorless. I grew up reading Edgar Cayce books. And this amorless, this first proto-spirit, this first soul, which is not a human, the physical existence didn't exist yet. This is the first being apart from God that God creates for desire of expression and companionship. God was alone. And you can't just create another being that's like an AI that you created. You're still alone. So God had to take some of his own will out to create this first spirit, giving it its own free will, but that amorless stayed with God and so forth. But it wasn't until later that more souls were created, basically, and then many of them chose to do what I'm about to describe, which is go away from God, which is to say, projecting the will into the void. So now, it's this created being that should be worshiping its creator and in communion with its creator, saying, yeah, that's cool and everything, but there's all this out there, all this space, and I have these ideas basically, and this will, and this imagination, and I want to project it into the world. Now you're leaving God, so you don't know. You're leaving the safety of your mother. You're leaving the safety of your family. You're leaving that safety. And it has to do with Carl Jung. And as Carl Jung describes, fighting monsters in your dreams. And Carl Jung is preferable to Sigmund Freud, if you want to know, with the psychotherapy and psychoanalysis and so forth, for those of you who don't believe in all that. Like I don't. I prefer Scientology. I prefer Dr. L. Ron Hubbard, LRH. But going back into the Carl Jung, so he describes it as these dreams we have as a baby are of fighting monsters our consciousness breaking away from the mother and forming its own independent consciousness. Because when you're born and stuff, your consciousness is one with your mother. You cry and she reacts, and so you don't have your own consciousness yet. So that is the initial psyche forming. And there's many other things I could go in with the Jungian principles. But suffice to say that, and I've got this from sound healing, I've got this from a number of different metaphysical, spiritual sort of sources, so you're projecting your will into the void. That's what I've been doing this whole time. I've been studying and thinking things and becoming closer to God and so forth, but it's not till you get to a certain point, forget about the years. For me, I'm saying 50 years old for me. It's about to happen in February. Then it's that you turn back. One paradigm is that you turn back inwards and you return to God, return to the origin. So that's for me next 50 years. So it's akin to, in the Freemasonry, the tools of Freemasonry, the first being the level symbolizes man in a state of death, spiritually dead. You're like an animal. Your life is based on sex, fulfilling the body, eating, violence. And it's not till the second tool, the spiritual science, the philosophy, speculative philosophy, which is based upon building materials and operative masonry. So now you get to the square. So that's man sitting up in the coffin and turning the face towards God, towards the origin, towards the creator. So that's the next 50 years of my life. And then completing all these creations I have to contribute. Whether people like it or not, it's art. There's a lot of art out there that a lot of people love. Sometimes it's made them success in their lifetimes. Oftentimes it's not. I know that people might think it's garbage. Some people, some of the things of abstract art, impressionism, post-impressionism, you know, a lot of people could look at that and go, oh, they don't think it's good. So be it. This universe is complex. There's other universes out there. So for me, it's holiday time. October's coming up. We're in October. Halloween coming up. Thanksgiving, December. And then what I got going on is with all the different things I've been doing in UK and everything, because I love UK and I love going there. And I love being there and I love the people. So with all my hijinks and everybody's doing all this social media stuff for a different reason. I'm my own man. You can't compare me to nobody else. Or if there is somebody like me, tell me who they are, because I like to know them. I like to work together. We should be together. We'll take over. But I love going to UK. I love the relationships I've been. I love the places I've been. I want to go other places, matches. So then this channel pays for some of it. I've gone in a lot more debt than what the channel brings in, but the channel's paid for a lot of it, and I don't have to spend any money on making these videos. And it gets me out to meet a lot of other people, and I've lived for months and months on the people there looking after me, not off the channel. I didn't live 6 months in Plymouth area and everything else off the channel. I didn't live 3 months just now in Wales off the channel by any means, you know. So thing about it is the boxing, the fighting. UK lads, football casuals, skinheads, my peers in UK, they're not into kicking and they're not into grappling and MMA, right? So it's boxing that they can understand, boxing they relate to. So then different types of boxing. Well, I've never turned on this fact. Everybody on the other could say, oh, you never had a fight before. Yeah, okay. I never turned down any match that I've been, from Valetudo match to any other kind of match that I've been offered. I never turned one down. And there haven't been for money that was, you know, in dangerous situation, getting in opponents that I shouldn't be facing. But I still done it anyway for the hell of it, like a street fight, like a skinhead fight, like a hooligan fight. I'm gonna be 50 now. My time of fighting in the street and defending my reputation, there's always gonna be people who keep talking shit about you. You know, I'm gonna be still 55 years old. I've been doing this fighting in the street since 1979. You know, and the history, I haven't told my history yet. I don't want to. I'm making the history now. There's no reason to tell my history yet. Also, I'm gonna be in the white collar boxing. I just got off the phone with the promoter. And the fact is, since the zone misfits, that fell apart because the opponent, Tommy Robinson, backed out of the fight, and he won't do it. That's a fact. And we'll get more into that as time goes on. It's not going to go anywhere. It's still my selling point for me and my exposure more recently. If it was just for the Vice UK documentary, my name wouldn't be out there like it is now. Now then, white collar boxing. You can look into it. They don't have it in America. Maybe I got to start in America. But maybe what I'm looking to do is get a hold of that TFC. That's a boxing organization in UK. And some of the guys, the promoter I'm connected with, we're going to do a show. We gave the Misfits a chance. We gave the Zone a chance. they don't want to put me against Dapper Laughs because they know that I'll smash him. That's why they won't let the Stephen Yaxley go against me, because I know I'll smash him. So what is this? So then how does the whole podcast thing make sense? Oh, perfect. So I'm in white collar boxing, and I'll start at the bottom. But they do have a white collar boxing TFC strap, Jack, and I'm looking to get a hold of that if possible. But I'll start at the bottom. Give me the lowest ranked white collar boxer in my weight class.